Hello, you are welcome to this class. I deleted Gbaja's video. 12 reasons why. When I was yesterday, there was this article from People's Gazette. As I saw it, I said, whoa, I broke it down, not analyzing. There's difference between analysis and breaking news down. Meaning, I explain line by line, using simple language for everybody to understand. I can't publish the video. People don't watch out. I was sleeping and they asked myself, say, there are so many holes for this People Gazette report too, because all the time it's good to read news, abi, but after we read the news, we go sleep. I no really analyze this thing to my people. Many holes, bro. Now I say we can analyze them. I call they do calculations. Even the 54 billion when they talk, wahala dey o. Now I delete the video. You go say, hey, they don't pay you. No, nobody give me cover. Between yesterday and this morning, who will come give me money? This time now is around 9 a.m. That video was 10 p.m. How they come call me when I sleep? Hey, you don't ever delete video before? Yes, I've deleted the video on this channel before. That was a video on one man, one fast man, all Libanese man. I don't know where the man come from. Remember that MMM? What's the name of that? What did they call that one? No, I don't forget what they call that name of that company. Where Colombia money for Ibadan. Now remember that MMM. Let me drop a comment section. Go and check my channel. You know day. Why? When EFCC declared I wanted, I saw the article. I broke it down. Like after 3 weeks, one woman contact me from my inbox. Say, bro, I beg, this man is innocent. Say, just 2 days ago, EFCC don't reverse their statement. Say the man is innocent. It was a mistake of identity. So, oh, as I read, I said, wow, I deleted them from all my accounts. Because as I always tell you, if you go evil, you know see me for there, na fire you enter so. Some people say, they supposed to be. Why are they supposed to be? A man of sincerity. That's why they're supposed to be. That is the only thing they attract me to them. The only governor where I hear say they never mention a name for corruption. So my conscience now they guide me. I no go say because this person and they not like cause it truth, you call hide them. I for talk say I no go near this news, so I no go do this breakdown. Since I don't do that video yesterday, it is my duty to tell you say there are holes in this report. The reason why they rush to publish it, me I don't know. So this class is between me and People's Gazette. Go till they don't pay me, okay, they don't pay me 1 billion. Gbaja, they say you don't pay me, transfer the money. What we see? What do we go do? We go read the news. No say yesterday we will not read the news, so I just explain each line with my whole simple English. Today, we go read everything so that you go see my analysis. In case this video go dey long, I beg, press the speed button so that the video go dey fast. But you need to calm down. 12 points, you go pity for Gbaja after looking at my analysis. But we read am, okay? President Bola Tinubu's chief of staff, Femi Gbaja illegally cornered tens of billions of naira in oil and gas royalty from Nigeria's thriving oil regulatory commission after citing a fake law for the president's approval. Document seen by People's Gazette shown. If you read this headline, you read this first page, if you know even read for that self, you go make Gbaja. This man they corrupt to bro. We see truth, them more they talk. More see now. Weeks after Mr. Tinubu took the oath of office in 2023, it's like immediately they enter office. The man called look for money. His chief of staff began canvassing for money, knocking on doors of highly lucrative, where money they pepper agencies like the Nigeria Revenue Service, formerly Federal Inland Revenue Service, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the agency in charge of the national maritime operations, and Nigeria Customs Service. Sources acquainted with the matter told the Gazette. We will look at everything. The Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission was not left out of the financial push. They are looking for money. Don't financial push. The language they are using. As Mr. Gbaja drafted a memo requesting that 4% of the cost of collection annual revenue generated from the NUPRC be split into 2 parts. 2.5% for its operations and routine capital expenditure and 1.5% for capital expenditure. Remember at this time, that Mr. Tinubu today, I see the Minister of Petroleum. Now executive they take care of that side. He can write memo to this NUPRC. Say money one they collect 4%, split that into 2.5 for this, then 1.5 for this. Calm down. The language ring-fencing the 1.5% equal to this amount, 54 billion. We look at this calculation was vague, as Mr. Gbaja said it was for upgrading of crude oil and gas metering and transparency systems. What he meant by transparency system for such a humongous amount was not immediately clear. Go check whether this amount now actually humongous. This don't answer, they don't give am money. No, bro. Today we know say I get questions. No, continue. Mr. President, they are quoting the memo now that Mr. President has directed that the budget office, remember, budget office, and the Accountant General of the Federation implement the approval in paragraph 2A above and reverse the 1.5% which may only be utilized for upgrading crude oil and gas metering and transparency systems upon obtaining relevant approvals, Mr. Gbaja stated in a memo dated July 4th, 2023. Okay? Remember, he said that Budget Office and Accountant General of the Federation implement the approval that this money now to upgrade crude oil and gas metering and transparency system. Remember when they enter office, they thought say this our oil sector they corrupt well, many stealing of oil. So now they say they want to upgrade a system for transparency metering, so that any single drop, because now this agency now they charge, you go see everything. It's like I'm rushing. Upon obtaining relevant approvals, approvals. Person where was steal money, no need approvals from many agencies. So now racketry, calm down and you go see everything. Mr. Gbaja stated in a memo dated July 4, 2023. Mr. Gbaja justified his request by citing a section of the Petroleum Act 2023 to support his directive. The authority to collect is quoting the law now. They are quoting the law when they see for the paper. The authority to collect these fees is vested in statute section 24 subsection 2C of the Petroleum Act PIA 2023. However, the specific percentage collectible is subject to presidential approval. Mr. Gbaja said in the July 23 memo. Go analyze everything. Just by the Gazette review, the section contains language that does not in any way correlate with the authorization to claim tens of billions of naira from the nations. So, if you still read this one, you go believe say they claim the money, adjust the money, ran away with the money. Okay? We are going somewhere. Don't worry. You go see everything. Then you go comment for comment section, say whether if you be judge, you will judge like that. The source of the commission fund shall be as follows. The cost of collection by the commission stated PIA 2023 section 24 subsection 2C that Mr. Gbaja cited in a letter to the Ministry of Finance. Remember, a letter was sent to Ministry of Finance and Office of the Accountant General of the Federation to lay claim to this amount. Claim for who? Okay? When asked for comment, the presidency defended Mr. Gbaja saying he only carried out the president's instructions, which he claimed were within the ambit of the law. Say they no break any law. No wahala, we will analyze everything. The presidency avoided commenting on the falseness of the cited law. They no agree put mouth for the falseness of the cited law. Instead, he insisted that the 54 billion illegally received was with the president say so, and that there was no smoking gun on the matter. Okay, say wahala no dey, you are blowing this matter out of proportion. Say wetin President Tinubu do, he dey within the law. We'll see everything, don't worry. But Gbaja did not commandeer any money. Gbaja told the Gazette on Monday the presidential order given to the NUPRC is within the right of Mr. President as the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Okay? They are justifying President Tinubu's stand for that letter. Further checks by the Gazette show that even the President lacks such powers to direct NUPRC's revenue accrual and capital expenditure appropriation. Say the President no get that right to direct how the money is spent. That responsibility was assigned to the National Assembly, Order Section 24(1) of the PIA 2023, stating the Commission shall maintain a fund into which money accruing to the Commission shall be paid, and all expenditures of the Commission shall be subject to appropriation by the National Assembly. So they are quoting the session now, say this session vested our right to National Assembly, no be Tinubu. We are going to analyze this one, compare with that one. That's why we are here. All this one we are reading just for you to get the background in case you don't know what you want to analyze. Okay? The president, according to the certain law, has no business with directing how the cost of collection is shared. let alone lay claim to his 1.5%. Okay, no wahala. He say he no get even right to even tell them. Talk less of lay claim. Remember the word they used? Laying claim. You see everything. The cost of collection, which was 98 billion in 2022, increased significantly to 145 billion following Mr. Tinubu's unification of the official and black market exchange rate. Say the reason is because say they float naira. That was why the money cost actually increased to 145 billion. We will still see whether the 1.5 when they talk amounts to 4 billion. Okay. Whether Mr. Tinubu's action constitutes an overreach of his constitutional powers remains to be seen and can only be determined by competent courts. Okay, no wahala. See now, this is more objective. Whether it does surpass the power, it no surpass am, we no know. But it's subject to what? To be determined by competent court. This one too, we'll see analyze am. They can't write these ones. You know, say yesterday, I talk say they drop other allegations, such as say in America, they get war allegation against him in USA. They also talk about it 2022, accepted 2 million bribe for speaker, whatever. They also talk about Adeyemi. They also cited these ones in this article. This one they cite so just to show say Gbaja no be good person. In an article where we say na matter why consign 1.5%, we they say amounts to 4 billion. Now they talk, they come bring other allegations to make the first story this strong well. Go analyze everything. Because they talk about the Adeni's, Wahala, everything. We are not here to look at that because yesterday we don't even break that part down. Now we will look at 12 points or reasons why I deleted the video. Even though say you no go look at other points, this number 1 point, you can watch her finish. Also number 2, even number 3. No run away with the hair. We go start. The personality versus institutional budgeting. The tone of the article present like a personality. But we want to compare them. Was it institutional budgeting or reallocation of funds? Remember, we'll say analyze whether you get the right to do this thing. But first of all, we'll take them one after the other, line by line. First, the tone of the article versus institutional budgeting. Okay? We'll see. If you look at the title, exclusive, Aso Rock memo shows how Gbaja Mila use fake law, even with this one now. To corner 54 billion oil revenue from NUPRC. To corner 54 billion. No wahala. The headline and they claim that Gbaja Mila illegally cornered tens of billions of naira for himself. That is their claim, Abi. Why I am not comfortable with that concept. To corner only claim to funds implies personal enrichment, essentially pocketing the money. That's what it implies. However, the actual memo cited tells a completely different story. Look, see. It shows Gbaja Mila directing the budget office and accountant general to split NUPRC's cost of collection, reinvesting 1.5% specifically for upgrading crude oil and gas metering and transparency system. As I said earlier, if you know here, remember when they assume office, they say that industry, they corrupt well. So there was, I'm trying to understand why this evil came up. There was this oil theft in Nigeria, they lose oil, people they steal oil, and this agency, now they in charge to police and monitor thief-free in the industry. So if the person in charge, because Tinubu is the minister of petroleum, because he's the fourth minister, just like Buhari, now Jonathan, now appoint minister of petroleum last. So saying that there is need to upgrade the system objectively, there's nothing wrong with that. Wait till many points so you will shock. Why this allocation or reallocation of money, Tinubu for to no do am, you no get the power to do am na National Assembly. Why this allocation might be an executive overreach? The article provides zero evidence that Gbaja Mila personally pocketed, diverted, controlled this 54 billion. Now this one make me say no. I need to do a video for Evo and Net to know say this guy no dey bias. information. He not provide that information. It conflicts institutional budget reallocation. Let's move this money to do another thing with personal theft. The investigation suffers from a critical evidentiary gap. It completely fails to establish in paper trace say Gbaja stole the 24 billion. There is no proof that Gbaja personally received the funds. No proof. If they get the proof, People's Gazette where I know they will drop out that the money was illegally diverted from the NUPRC, or that the allocation was not utilized for its stated purpose of upgrading crude oil and gas metry infrastructure. The article no talk say they no use the money do what they say they use it do. Just because the Southern memo is equal to free. They don't do like that. You cannot manage what you did not measure. Abi, in a set of where oil theft and accounting discrepancies have caused the nation trillions of naira. What would the company say? They tip investing in state-of-the-art metry and transparency system is a critical national security priority. Don't be every time a person they steal this. No. It shifts the industry from a system of guesstimate. And they estimate by guess. Remember, Dangote, the accuser say the fuel they produce now fake. He customer the court tester say he get state-of-the-art laboratory equipment to test quality of fuel. He talks say N54, whoever that was in charge, they don't get the right equipment to even test the fuel were good, the fuel were no good. So if somebody now say, okay, we need to get equipment to measure every drop that is leaving our oil feed. I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay? And it shifts the industry from a system of guesstimate and paper fraud to verifiable real-time data. The only thing where they go talk say they don't buy the equipment. Gazette no talk and say they buy or they don't buy. See the wahala so? Hey. So where is this multi-billion naira fund supposed to come from, my people? You know, people talk say this is where they write so be presidency senate to me. They feel think like this. No, Bola go think like this. half feel half empty. No, I be no more go. No. This is analyst. Okay? Now we objective analysis. When I tell you I be analyst, I go touchlight every line. You go fear. So where the money supposed to come from? This type of money. Now from another agency. Now the agency where they designed to monitor the oil. Now they will also get the money to buy their own equipment. Go look at everything. It's coming straight from the NUPRC, Nigeria Upstream Regulatory Commission. Make you remember this name. Put up for head. See, that agency is not any random government officer. This is the ultimate watchdog designed to police our oil sector. The NUPRC's entire job is to monitor every drop of crude oil pumped in Nigeria, audit petroleum accounts, and deploy the high-tech tracking systems needed to catch the massive thieves draining our national wealth. So if they wrote something say we need to get this right, doesn't mean that the person that was directed to write the memo stole the money. Even though it person, there's something you better not talking than saying it. Okay? As you can see, this is the Guardian 2022. NUPRC to deploy they have not deployed to deploy technology to curb oil theft. Why am I bringing this out? To show say now they do the work of catching oil theft and they need technology. Now say APC don't pay dollars. They pay billions. Oh my God. We will buy private jet very soon. Wow. You can read. Again, my people. No evidence that Gbaja personally received the money. The published excerpt says the money was to be ring-fenced. Go and check the meaning of ring-fenced. Used for crude oil and gas metry systems. That is not the same as evidence that Gbaja personally controlled, received, or benefited from the money. The report itself quotes the memo as directing the budget office, not be only his office, and Akata General to implement a presidential approval. Read, the president has directed that the budget office at the Akata General of the Federation implement the approval in paragraph 2A above and reverse the 1.5% which may only be utilized for upgrading crude oil and gas metry and transparency systems upon obtaining relevant approvers, Mr. Gbaja stated in a memo dated July 4th, 2023, to justify the word cornered, my people. The investigation, they won't say they really cornered the money. Now this they will show for that publication. Bank accounts where you receive the money, you need to see records. Payment vouchers, beneficiary names, companies connected to Gbaja. They are investigating journalists. Just because of a memo, it means say you don't take the money. Oga say write memo to this office. You vote. So what is the money do? This one go approve. This one go approve. Oto, it's equal to stealing. Think now. I don't understand. They should show us procurement documents, evidence of personal instructions to transfer the money to him, evidence that the money left government accounts. Nothing like that. Without this, it proves that he communicated a directive, not that he personally took the money. The investigation does not present the memos sent to those organizations where they say if they knock their doors. The amount requested from them, their responses, records showing that money was paid from those where they knock their doors aside this one. If they get me, they bring them. That's why I say I deleted the video. Why am I taking my time to? I don't say, hey, why you delete the video? That's why I'm explaining like this. Why you delete the video? I deleted the video because now this one was supposed to do. That video no evil talk say that one swearing to or people Gazette. I just break down with it they right. But looking at it from the other side, we need to analyze the anomalies in this investigation. That also creates the impression of money collection operation without supplying equivalent documentary evidence. No documentary evidence. If your brother, uncle, or friend na Gbaja, you no go cry for him. Say why him again? You no go cry for him. Number two, the broken math, the broken calculation, the 54 billion illusion. More na come mathematicians of class, more na come at least if they wrong. Make na even help me take am the way we are want take am like this. They claim what they claim for the publication. The NUPRC's cost of collection stood at 145 billion. Gbaja's request to reinvest 1.5% of it equated to a humongous 54 billion naira. Okay? So 1.5% of this amount, according to them, is equals to 4 billion naira. Okay? Why I am not comfortable with that? The report says NUPRC's cost of collection was this amount. Okay? But Gbaja requested that 1.5 be reinvested. Okay? The 1.5% supposedly amounted to this amount, 54 billion. But you go agree say 1.5 of this amount is only 2.175 billion, not 54 billion. For 1.5 to equal this amount, 4 billion, the total amount would have to be approximately 3.6 trillion. You see why I say, I won't make everything. The math in this calculation is a complete disaster. 3. Hyperbolic labeling of a fake law. The claim, the investigation asserts that Gbaja cited a fake law to justify the directive. Okay? Why I am not comfortable with that? Come please. The law where they cite now section 24(2)(c) of the Petroleum Industry Act, PIA 23. The article even quotes the text of this section. The source of the commission fund, the source for this commission, the fund where they're going to use, the source of the money, shall be as follows. Cost of collection by the commission. After una don collect the money finish, how much una take collect am? Transportation, salary, they run your office, everything. Now you go deduct. He cited it, abi? Okay. This law is not fake. It is very real. The real argument should be, does section 24, subsection 2C merely permit cost of collection, or does this also allow the president to determine the percentage and divide the money? Hope you are getting me, okay? Cannot waste your time. Therefore, describing it as a fake law is sensational and technically, for me, misleading. The section is 3, it's in the constitution. The dispute concerns what power it provides. What did they say, which they actually mentioned, say this section will not provide you the power. We are still going to look at that. But saying it is fake, using the word fake, that's my point. Don't use the word fake. That word fake, now to say the law no dey even exist. You can say he used misinterpreted law. That word fake, you are nailing somebody before you judge him. Calling a real law fake because of disagreement over its application, over the application of that section, is sensationalism to attract viewer, not objective reporting. That's why I know they're comfortable with that. Number 4, rely on all collaborated Donoki rumors. Say immediately they enter office, they knock doors, they look for money, or they don't call me. Oh boy, no be smart, you know. They claim the article alleges that weeks after taking office, Gbaja was knocking on the doors of highly lucrative agencies like the FRS and customs to canvass for money. Like Babiyala. Oh my God. Why I am not comfortable with that? This highly dramatic accusation relies entirely on sources acquainted with the matter. The only thing our sources tell them, they say they know they argue with Percy where he dream. He say, I see the evidence. Because they sabi put evidence where for other things where they read from people's Gazette, they sabi put evidence. He say they put the evidence, I cannot talk like this. For this one, now only they say, now tell them. Okay, whether the person where they tell them, they talk truth to, you know if you talk. There are no leaked memos with regards to that. No dates, no physical evidence, and no specific details of what was allegedly discussed or demanded during this knocking on doors episode. Oh boy. For a credible investigative report making a dramatic allegation that a hierarchy official was knocking on doors to demand funds requires verifiable evidence. Oh, such as visitor log, leaked memos of all the knocked doors, or text messages. If they bring them, I will see do one. But you know they this report. Rather than so reliance on all collaborated hearsay. I will say this or not, I'm not going to join this PC. No, we'll tell the truth. That's why we like to be happy, sincere. We are the follower, so be sincere. Whether na person do one here or do one, no, you know, like that. No proof that the 54 billion was actually released from the agency. No proof. The article moves between money approved, money ring-fenced, money illegally received. These are different stages. Why I am not comfortable with that? The investigation should have established, was the money merely approved? Was it entered into the budget? Was it set aside in an account? Was it actually released? Who received it? How much was released? Or what date? What was purchased? A memo alone cannot establish the complete money trail. That a memo was sent giving the instruction to divide 4 into 2 on equal parts. Say this side 2.5, this side 1.5. No me say they release money to Gbaja last account. Number 6, the full memo was not properly analyzed. When they received that memo, they rush out. Only selected sentences are presented to the public. Why I am not comfortable with that? The complete document will be needed to examine the sender and recipient, the subject matter, paragraph 2A, which the quoted section refers to. We don't see that paragraph for the report. Attached legal advice. The original NUPRC request. Maybe the doc has actually requested for this equipment for approval. We don't see anything like that. The president written approval. Conditions placed on the money. Other laws or financial regulations cited. Without the full memo and attachment, readers cannot properly evaluate whether importer contest was omitted. Una go say, they don't pay donors. Okay, I'm going to go pay me. He's looking for appointment. Okay, continue. That is bad belay, no good. Number 7, no examination of the relevant approvers. The memo reportedly stated that the money could only be used after obtaining relevant approval. Now, let's see another. He did the memo. Why I deleted the video? Look at it again. Mr. President had directed that the budget office and the Accountant General of the Federation implement the approval in the paragraph 2A above and refers the 1.5% which may only be utilized only for upgrading crude oil and gas metering and transfer system upon obtaining relevant approvals. Bro, the investigation should have determined what approvals were required. Were they obtained from the National assemblies was the expenditure included in a supplementary budget. You know, see all these details. Did the Federal Executive Council approve any procurement? Did the Bureau of Public Procurement issue approval? Did the Accountant General release the funds? Because it's 4 billion and big allegation. It assumes the original directive, in our assumption that the original directives, that memo, bypassed appropriation without establishing what happened afterwards. Number 8. Section 24, subsection 1 does not alone settle the entire legal question. Section 24, subsection 1 says NUPRC expenditures are subject to appropriation by the National Assembly. Okay? That is important. You understand? But an expenditure can be proposed or approved administratively and later subjected to legislative appropriation. Abi? The investigation needed to compare the directive with relevant appropriation act, supplementary budget, the constitution, federal financial regulations, NUPRC's approved budget, any presidential or finance circular governing cost of collection. Okay? 9. No independent legal experts were quoted. Me, I dey read Gazette well. I dey read Sahara well. But Gazette where I know, if they write something like this, they go say, we call so lawyer. Say for instance, we call lawyer A, lawyer B, legal expert to comment on this. There was nothing like this. From the article, you will see say they use their legal knowledge or their in-house legal knowledge to interpret what they tell us. Look at this. The report makes strong legal conclusions such as the action was illegal, the law cited was false, the president lacked the power, the money was illegally received. Okay? But it does not appear to quote a petroleum law expert, constitutional lawyer, public finance specialist, a former Accountant General, a former NUPRC official. Until a court decides the issue, the publication should distinguish between its legal interpretation, its in-house legal interpretation, and an established legal findings. Just like this one. On the same issue, Vanguard, on the same issue, look at it, July 13th, 2026. Lawmaker files N4I request seeking legality of presidential directive splitting NUPRC cost of collection. So there is an lawmaker that want to understand what they go on here. Until these type of things are concluded, you know, if you just drop into conclusion. Number 10. Somebody will say, Donata is working for his money. I know, no. He's not doing this for free. You know, be like that too. The same way APC go say, Obi don't pay this guy. Obi don't pay him. Go check my Twitter now. Obi don't give him money. You are working for your money. No, always objective. When I was doing tax sharing formula, how much they pay you? How much they pay you? No. This is said all the time, okay? Important agencies were not shown as having been contacted or responded. I know Gazette where there's a big contact where low. But this one, now only presidency they contact. We not say we contacted NUPRC, they no respond. We contacted Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget Office of the Federation, Office of the Accountant General, Bureau of Public Procurement, National Assembly committees responsible for petroleum and appropriation. They no talk say they contacted them. Okay? The presidency's response is important, but it cannot explain what each implementing institution did on this matter. Number 11, no investigation of the Metri project itself. They only talk say Conad money. They no investigate this till where they say they want use money to. The report dismisses Metri and transparency system. They say, baby, tell me that one. As vague, but it does not investigate whether this thing they exist. It should have checked whether Nigeria had identified metric gaps, say they really need them. Whether NUPRC prepare a national metric program. Remember the one I read from the guide saying to upgrade technology. They don't tell us say they don't need that more. The project's technical scope is estimated cost, contractors selected. They don't investigate this one. Procurement, advertisement, and tenders. Whether equipment was delivered. Whether the project improved oil production measurement. A large figure may deserve scrutiny. When you hear 54 billion, we understand. But describing it as suspicious merely because the purpose sounds broad is not enough. Number 12, finally, character attack. Party to mass quick evidence. That's my own. Gazette, I'm not attacking you now. No say I dey read una this way. I like una. But this one, una rush do one. Una rush do one. And so I say I'm maybe somebody needs to see analyze my analysis. As I'm analyzing Gazette report. Or unrelated allegations to distract from the weakness of this current allegation. Wait at the top. The report ejected Gbaja's Georgia bar disciplinary history. Say there was $2 million allegations. The Adeniyi $400 million allegation. Alleged request for 48% of another agency's grant. Why I am not comfortable with that? Those matters may provide background, but they did not prove the NUPRC allegation. Their inclusion risk creating this argument for me. Their inclusion, those allegations, this one, their inclusion into this article, it risk creating this argument. Una know say this man don first face previous allegations, so therefore he probably diverted the 54 billion. That is the picture for me where this type of thing will paint. Okay? Each case for me must be supported independently. Past misconduct or allegations cannot replace evidence of the present transaction. Otherwise, now weak mind, that type of thing be control. The central issue, summary case, you are lost from where we are coming from. The investigation appears to establish that Gbaja transmitted or authored a memo, section 24, subsection 2C was cited, a percentage was proposed or approved, part of it was intended for a metric and transparency program. But it does not yet establish that 54 billion was correctly calculated. Now see another calculation. 54 billion was actually released to Gbaja. The money bypassed every appropriation process. Gbaja controlled the account. That Gbaja selected beneficiaries or he or his associates personally benefited. The metric project was fake or was never executed. No. That's what I'm saying. Now so. Hey, you don't go join APC. He's preparing to switch. No. He look for appointment. No. The same way one go accuse me for this analysis. Now so they accuse me concerning Ubi. Okay? But for me, be say sincerity is the ultimate thing. That's what attracted me to Ubi. That's why I support Ubi till tomorrow. If you see the truth, you call Bena. There's no difference between you and the enemy. That's what I say. What do you think? We'll drop off a comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.